Hi, I'm Allison. I'm a third grade teacher, and I would like to unbox my new planner for this year and show you what my personality is going to be for the next 12 months. It is August 1st, so it is time to rip off that Band-Aid and get started. All right, here we go. Just as a reminder, this is what my last year's planner looked like. My family took a trip to Wyoming, to Yellowstone and Grand Tetons, and so I picked a mountain motif just to help me remember that wonderful trip throughout the year. Really helped me escape a little bit throughout the school year. So beautiful. But now let's get started. So here we go. First of all, here's the box. I went with a Plum Paper planner. I've been using them for the past 10 years. I love their choices. I love their colors. And so let's do this. Here we go. God, that's a good sound. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Love this. Oh, can't get that. So pretty. Oh, I did a good job. I did a really good job. Okay. So here we go. Went with a bit of a different theme this year. Maybe like a little cafe, have lots of botanicals, lots of plants, some books on the shelves, really kind of going for a chill vibe for 2025. Oh, that worked out well. But I thought this was nice. Same on the back, so pretty. So now let me walk you through and show you what I did, show you some of the choices that I made, and then at the end of the video I'll go through what the total cost was. So here we go. So what its main pieces are the month tabs. I started in August. You can choose when you start, choose when you end. 6 months is standard. I chose 12 because I wanted the whole year, and that was a little bit extra. I chose the colorful option. You can choose the color motif, and I just went with the most color as possible because I'm trying to be cheerful. So in each month, behind each month tab, you've got a little layout with some notes, birthdays, events, special things to remember, and then you have a month layout page. Now I did this a little bit differently this year. I added lines to my month blocks, and I'm hoping this will make things a little more organized, a little neater. I haven't done this before, and last year I ended up having to highlight each event in a different color based on who it was for. I swear I'm not type A, but sometimes type A things are required for survival. So I'm hoping this will help, and not sure. I'll keep you posted. Then behind the month layout page, we have week pages. Now this is where I track what I am teaching, daily reminders, the different pieces of my curriculum, and what each thing, what we're doing every day. So also went with a little bit of a different layout on this. So I'm excited to see how that works, but still have some color. I'm not sure if you can see it, but all the lines match the tab. Love that. So that's every month. And after the month tabs, I'll get to my, I have a tab called My Class, which honestly, I don't use as much as the others just because we have an online database at my school and it's so much easier to access information through there. But I will fill this in with class information, birthdays, just, so I have it in a place. But like I said, I access it online more often than I check it in here. Now, for my 3 favorite tabs, here we go. I'm actually gonna go out of order. So, and I added a different one. Oh, that's right, I added a new one this year. That'll be interesting. So, my first tab is notes. I'm gonna go, this is the last tab, but my video, my rules. I use this for brainstorming, for making groups, for taking notes about parent conferences, staff meetings, anything you could think of that you would need a note page for. That's where I keep all of that information. So I have it anywhere I go, if I need it. Then I have a checklist tab. I love this tab. This is anything you could use a checklist for. And this is so easy to use to track students' progress, who's turned in assignments, how many parents have I met with and checked in with through the year. And this makes it really easy, especially once I go through and I highlight how everybody's doing. And for report card time, when we write narratives at the end of each quarter, this really helps me at a glance just see, okay, so where are we? How can I address this with the parents, or who needs a little bit of an extra nudge? Love this tab. Use this for everything, anything you could use a checklist for. The one that I added this year was a meetings tab, and so I'm thinking I'm going to use this for conferences, parent-teacher conferences, meetings for staff meetings, and then we have a new head of our division this year, and she's asked me to come in and have some extra meetings and help with connection with different divisions. So I think this might come in handy. Not sure. We're gonna see how this works out. Okay, I'll let you know. Now my last tab. This is my favorite tab. This is meals, and I add this in, and it doesn't quite go with the school thing, but this saves my life. I am in charge of meal planning and grocery shopping, and have been for a while now. I like to think it's because I've just honed it down to a science, and I'm really good at it, so that's why it's on me. Well, that's good. So in this tab, we have just some pages where you can talk about favorite recipes, things like that, some reference pages, but this is my favorite. So it has a grid layout for the month, and then it has 4 list sections for each month. And this is where I plan meals, I make grocery lists, and we do 1 grocery order a week. And I'm able to plan out events. I can put events on here, and then that'll also tell me like how much time and how much energy am I going to have to make dinner, and that will help guide my meal planning. So now a few extra things that we have in the back. We've got some sticker pages, typical teacher things, field trips, substitutes, first day of school, last day of school, when things are due. Love these. These are just cute little bright things to have. And then we have a little pocket. I like to keep things in the back, like my schedule, my year at a glance schedule. I keep this back here just in case. Also, any professional development certificates, I like to keep that in the back. But that's it. That's my Plum planner for this year. I also added this 25-26, so each one of mine has the year on it, just so I can see quickly at a glance what year I'm looking at. Now, that was no extra cost. The standard Plum planner costs $35. That's where they start, and lots of things that you can customize just within that. So where your month begins, where your planner begins, what month it begins on, what month it ends on. You can add holidays. I went for the standard holidays, but you could add holidays for any religion. You could add moon phases, which probably would be helpful to know when a full moon is coming. Just saying. But I added 6 months, so it starts with 6 months, and I added another 6, so I've got the whole year in here. I added a few notes pages. I added that meeting tab, that's new. I added the meal planning tab. And so but I did have a 25% off back to school coupon, so that really helped this year. So with all of that, my grand total was $68.82, and that included $10 of shipping. So, could I find a cheaper planner? Probably. Would it have everything I need? Doubtful. Plus, also, this is just a a fun little way to treat myself and something to look forward to for the year ahead. And I really get to personalize it. And I know I use it. I've got 10 years of evidence. So I'm looking forward to this. And that this gives me a little bit of excitement for the year to come. So now I'm gonna take my in-service email that I got 2 weeks ago in the middle of July. Why? And start filling in dates and appointments and meetings. Just let's get started. All right, have a great year. 2025, 2026 is going to be a good one. All right, bye.